Today I'm going to teach you how to play Thriller by the late great Michael Jackson. The intro can be divided into 4 different chords. The first chord is played by putting your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, index finger on the 1st fret of the G string, and ring finger on the 2nd fret of the B string. The second chord is played the same way, except you're going to release your ring finger and play an open B string instead. The third chord is played by putting your middle finger on the 4th fret of the A string, ring finger on the 4th fret of the D string, and index finger on the 3rd fret of the G string. And the 4th chord is the same chord, except it's going to be played 1 step down. And you're going to ring out that last chord for 4 measures while the bass line plays over and over again 4 times. And that's when the singing starts. When Michael Jackson recorded the song, the verse is played by a bunch of different chords played on synthesizers and stuff like that. So I play the verse pretty much the same way, except I'm using guitar chords instead. And each chord is going to be played for 2 measures, while the bass line does that twice for each chord. The first chord is played by putting your ring finger on the 4th fret of the D string, your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the G string, and your index finger on the 2nd fret of the B string. The second chord is you put your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, ring finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and index finger on the 1st fret of the G string. Third chord, index finger on the 2nd fret of the E string, and ring finger on the 4th fret of the A string. Fourth chord is pinky on the 4th fret of the E string, and I use the index finger to bar the 2nd chord of the 2nd fret of the A string and the 2nd fret of the D string. The chord after that is the same chord except moved 1 step up. After this chord, you go back to this chord again. The chord after that, you just move this chord 1 step up. And then after this chord, you go back down 1 step to that chord again. That's how you play the verse. The beginning of the chorus starts with the intro. And then after that you play 2 different chords. The first chord is you put your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the G string, index finger on the 2nd fret of the B string, and middle finger on the 2nd fret of the E string. The second chord after that, you're going to put your index finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the B string, and an open E string. Then you play the intro again. And then you're going to play the first chord again. And then you're going to play the riff, which is played by an open A string, open E string, 2nd fret of the B string, 3rd fret of the E string, open E string, 7th fret of the E string, and you're going to bar the first 3 strings on the 9th fret. The bridge is the same exact chords as the intro and the beginning of the chorus, except the bridge is mostly all about timing and the way you sing the bridge. It goes like, night creatures calling, the dead start to walk in their masquerade. There's no escaping the jaws of the alien this time. This is the end of your life. That whole part around the end of the song when the guy's talking, they use an organ during the actual song. But if you want to play on guitar, I think power chords work the best. And there's 4 power chords played over and over again until the end of the song. And those 4 power chords are first one you play, you put your index finger on the 4th fret of the A string, ring finger on the 6th fret of the D string, and pinky on the 6th fret of the G string. And the next chord after that, it's all going to be the same chord. So you'll move from the 4th fret to the 7th fret to the 10th fret and to the 9th fret. It's close to midnight, and something evil's lurking in the dark. Under the moonlight, you see a sight that almost stops your heart. You try to scream, but terror takes the sound before you make it. You start to freeze as horror looks you right between the eyes. You're paralyzed. This is Thriller, Thriller night, and no one's gonna save you from the beast about to strike. You know it's Thriller, Thriller night. You're fighting for your life inside a killer thriller tonight. And though you fight to stay alive, your body starts to shiver, for no mere mortal can resist the evil of the Thriller. Ah ha ha ha. So that's how you play Thriller. Hope it helped.